Okay, today's video we are taking a look at Tokoyami, very widely considered probably the best character of the starter heroes from My Hero Academia, the strongest hero. I have a different opinion, I'll go through that later in a tier list and stuff like that, but he is an absolute beast. Now, in this video, we're going to go through his skills, talk about them, then I'm going to jump into a replay of a pretty competitive match that I did to talk about how I actually use him, and then we'll go into just some fun unranked matches just to play around with him in general. But I'll leave timestamps to all that in the description, and if there's another hero you want to see, let me know down below. I'll make a playlist of all heroes that I've covered, and you guys can check out the other heroes if you want to. But let's jump into his skills. Okay, Tokoyami. Now we'll start off with his quirk. Now his quirk, if you've played PvE, you probably think this guy's going to be busted in PvP. If you do get him into Dark Shadow mode, he's just broken. He's broken in PvP, but you very rarely will ever get him there, especially in competitive. So what happens is he has this shadow down the bottom, and as that generates and get full, it'll get claws out the side. Once it's got the claws out the side, if you press Q, he'll go into Dark Shadow mode, get the big wings out, and he'll get different abilities, which we'll look at. And this ability here, which is like his ult ability or his quirk ability, you click it, it's going to generate a bunch of that energy that he needs to go ahead and do it. And as you can see, once we get that full, we need to use a couple other abilities, and then we will actually be able to engage it. However, in PvP, it generates way slower. Using the ult ability will not generate anywhere near that much, and with the amount you swap in competitive PvP and the way this guy's used, you very rarely will get him to use the Dark Shadow form in competitive PvP, but for PvE, it's an absolute beast of an ability. But let's just jump into his other abilities. So what we'll do is, we'll go ahead and cover his W. His W is like a long-ranged attack where Dark Shadow comes out. Has a pretty decent range, brings himself forward as well, and that's pretty much the way it functions. As you can see from using that ability, we did go ahead and fill out that gauge. So if I press Q when that gauge is full, we're going to enter this Dark Shadow mode, and it's going to change his abilities. Now, his W and E both have a knock up to them, and then after you knock them up, you can press W again to get a knock down. So if I press E, he's going to knock him up, and then I can press W, jump up, and knock him down. If I press Q, it's going to take me out of this form and back to the other form by using the ball. That's the one thing to note, but whatever energy that I do have left over will stay on that Dark Shadow meter. But like I said, for PvP, it's not going to be too much of an issue because you're not going to get there too much. So his Q ability, you just saw it, it's a really good ability. It's my favorite ability of his. He turns into a, like, Dark Shadow comes out, turns into a ball, and does AoE damage. It's an amazing ability. This ability is what makes his kit, in my personal opinion. It makes him a perfect pivot unit. So when I say pivot, if you've got a melee character, or any character in general that you like, they're in a bad situation, you can swap the Tokoyami, pop this, and you've instantly got a real easy engage on the enemy target. It's fantastic, and that is my primary way of using it. It can also re-engage an enemy. If you knock an enemy down like this, and they're knocked down, you can, and they get the yellow shield, you can press that when the yellow shield's been up for like a second or so, and when they lose that yellow shield, it'll re-engage them into another combo. So it's a fantastic ability. Then we have his E ability. This is like his main engaging ability. I normally use it as a combo, so you can see here, it grabs enemies from further away. Now, the one thing to note when he does use this ability is that he looks at the target and drops the center of the circle towards the target. So he isn't the center, so it's actually got a decent reach on it. You'll see when he does this, the center of the circle is actually in front of him, so it's got a longer reach in front of him than it does behind him. So that's also another cool ability. And then his basic attack, we just do this, we smack, it's got a nice mid-range. His basic attack does have decent engagement opportunities against other enemies because of the reach of it. However, it is very slow. If we look at this, especially for PvP, it's a very slow engage. So unless you've got range on them, you're normally going to get outsped if you try and do this, because if we click it here, you can see between the actual action, like the Dark Shadow coming out and the strike, it's actually a fairly long time compared to a lot of other characters' abilities. So for engaging on an enemy, this is only good if you've got the reach on the enemy. So then we jump into his ultimate here, which is just going to be, oops, wrong ability, his ultimate here, which is really nice. Good. Just real solid damage anyway, but I just reckon it's a sick animation. So that's his ultimate there. But basically, like I said, you've got his main abilities. You're not going to get Dark Shadow out too much in PvP. For PvE, I'll probably cover that in a future video when the game comes out globally. But that's what we're looking at. And like I said, the way I play this guy, I never have him as my main character. I never leave him out. He's a swap in, engage, do a combo, swap out. I'm in trouble, I swap to him, I use my Q, gets me on the defensive. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut and I'm going to talk over some footage from one of my other videos, which was like the high ranked PvP when I was pushing for rank 1, and show you how I do use him. Because if I try and use him like I do and commentate it, I can't do it. So here we go. Okay, so this is the battle. So let's go ahead and watch it, and I'll pause it to show you. I'll just talk you through it. So basically, I get engaged at the start here by a Deku, which puts me into a really bad position, which always sucks. Which always sucks with Momo. Normally against the Deku, what I should have done there is been spamming swap to Tokoyami from the start, and then engaging straight away, which I can show you myself doing in a future one. I do get the engage here. I go further. I drop a turret, and then I swap out to Tokoyami, like I said, and use that ability, hoping the Deku was going to engage me on it, and I didn't get the engage, so I swapped straight out, knowing that I'm in a bad position with Tokoyami against the Deku like that. So that's where literally I swapped out for the planned engage, swap here for the planned engagement, hopefully he'll hit me, he does not. Now he drops over to Stain. Now Stain isn't too threatening, so I could stay in a little bit, but then I swap over to Deku like I normally do. And like I said, I just play him like a pivot character. He's a fantastic pivot. Okay, so I see the Deku, I swap, and I go straight into the Q ability because I know that Deku's going to try and engage. Because I know the Deku doesn't have his engage, I can actually stay out and attack him until he has his engage ability, his Q ability back. I land another one of this ability. Now I know he's going to have his abilities back, so I finish my combo, and then I'm going to get straight out of there, swap back into Deku, I think, and then keep going with my combo. Because he had that engagement. Now, he does actually get onto me with the Deku here, and I'm in a bad situation. So as you can guess, I'm going to swap back over to my Tokoyami. I'm going to use that ability. Now, he does swap as well. I'm in a bad situation here, and I took too long to get out, but there you go. I swapped to Momo. Momo's my answer to Aizawa, so that's why I swapped to Momo. I cannot leave my Tokoyami in against Aizawa. He just gets absolutely spanked. However, in this situation, I could pivot over to him right now, because it's alright to pivot into an Aizawa, you just don't stay in against him. So we keep going there. Drop another turret is what we do. We go to Deku because I do prefer swapping into the Deku against Aizawa. Like I said, I do struggle a little bit with the Tokoyami. He swaps. I'm going to go, okay, this is bad for me. I hope I do anyway. No, I stay in way too long. We swap out to Momo in this one, okay. I probably should have swapped to Tokoyami in that situation, which I do now. Go straight into that Q to engage and gets the kill. So that is the best way to describe how I use him. He's a pivot, and right then I was trying to spam out to another character because I didn't want to have him in, but he actually engaged me, so I just jump into the Q, hit him with as much combo as I can, and then I'm just going to get straight out of there because I don't want to leave him in. Go into my Deku and punch through, and then keep comboing. And then you'll see here, when I get to a position where I'm like, okay, I'm in not the greatest position here, I'm going to swap out, I think. After you can see me spamming Tokoyami there. So we do die. Okay, we do die. So it's going to put me into Momo, and I'm going to spam straight across to him because they're melee, and I'm just going to go Q. And he does engage, and that allows me to kill the Aizawa. It gets me the opening combo, smack him with the W, and he's done. And that is the basic way I use him. Like I said, he's a pivot character. He's not a start the game off, you're going to just engage all day and dominate. He's if you're in a bad situation, swap out, drop the Q. If it doesn't work, get out. And that's pretty much it. Unless it's like a Deku who doesn't have his Q ability, then you can kind of stay in because you have the reach. But if there's anything that's half threatening to you, you've just got to get out with Tokoyami, knowing that it's not an optimal situation. Okay, so I hope that made sense to you guys. And with these type of games, the way you play characters changes as new metas come out and all that stuff. And if the way I play him changes, I'll definitely let you guys know. But like I said, I like to leave him as like my second or third unit and just sub in as I need the protection, the pivot. Like I said, he's just a real pivot character for me, and that is the way I play him. I couldn't find the replay that I spoke about where if I start off against a Deku, normally I lead Momo. If I start off a Deku, I learned from that match that we watched, I just spam straight for him and press Q, and that's probably my best answer to a Deku. So that is that. Let's jump into a match, and I'll try and leave him out because I want to display how slow he actually generates his Dark Shadow form. I'm not going to swap, so we're probably going to lose, but I'm going to try and leave him in just to display how hard it is to actually get that form. Let's go here. Actually, let's put this screen up. That's better. Okay, this isn't too bad. We should be able to demonstrate it against this. So the first thing I'm going to do is press his quirk ability to show you guys how slow it generates. So I've pressed that quirk ability, and you can see I'm not generating anything yet. Let's just do that. You can see the reach on that Q ability as well, and then we can engage from there. And just look at the dark shadow thing down the bottom. It generates so slow. And you can see it's starting to ramp up now. But like, if you watch my previous match, you know I switch way more than this would allow. Good counter. I got him. Oh! He got me. Okay. Good. But, like, I just want to... And once you get into the Dark Shadow form, you're pretty much good from there. If I can get into it, it'd be awesome to show you guys. Like this is where I would just swap to Deku, and the problem is when you swap out of him and swap back, which I'll just show you here. So I swapped out, and then I'll swap back in. His Dark Shadow energy is actually gone. So like I said, it's not really practical to try and do that in a battle. Alright, so next one, I'll go into it and I'll not swap him out. Hopefully we can show you Dark Shadow form. The thing with his Dark Shadow form, he gets so much haste that you can just spam whatever you want, and you're going to be hitting things faster than they hit you normally. It's like entering God mode, and that's why they did nerf it for PvP. Otherwise it would be just completely broken. Like in PvE you can get it in about 5 seconds. And if you could do that in PvP, he would just be way too broken. So let's go into another one. And let's see if we can get Dark Shadow happening, because it does. We're definitely not getting it. Okay, All Might, Aizawa, and Deva. It just doesn't happen against this. Okay, let's try that again. We got absolutely spanked by that team. And especially starting with him, I was just on the back foot. That sucked. Not even gonna put it in. Oh man. And the problem, I'm looking forward to global meta for the first month until Aizawa comes in, because it's a really fun meta until Aizawa comes, and then it's just like, Aizawa just wrecked my face. So let's jump in here, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get to Dark Shadow form. Well, as you can see, it's taken a little bit. It's taken a little bit to get there. Oh, I forfeited. But take 3 of this, take 3. Okay. Aizawa, rip the dream. Oh, this is the other cool thing. He can actually get her from here. See how we got her from the air? That's the sick thing. Oh, no. Dude, we will get there. We will get there. Aizawa. Okay, this one we might have a chance to do it, except it does have a Denki, so we might be screwed. Here we go, here we go. Getting some comboing. Oh man, he cannot engage that well. And yes, it could be that I'm bad at him, but hey. Let's go, let's go. Let's get this up again. Generate a little bit. Here we go, here we go. No. He's got a perfect engage opportunity. Why didn't he? Did we get him? Oh, he was close, he was close. Okay, I think we might get Dark Shadow here. Like he's gonna try and do his little freeze thing. Then we can engage. Got him. Okay, we're gonna get Dark Shadow. We're gonna get... Oh, no, no. No, Kaminari's coming out. That sucks. That sucks. Ah, now this is annoying. He's gonna try and use his AoEs. Yep. That's good. He's got nothing else now. I just want to swap to my Deku right now so bad. This is so bad. Can we get him? Yes. No, 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 no. 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 No, I cannot engage on this. I need to get my Dark Shadow form to show you guys. Got him, got him. Please give me Dark Shadow form. Please give me Dark Shadow form. Here it comes, here it comes. Ready? Yes, yes. Now we get busted OP. Yes, here we go, here we go. Now we're engaging. But his basic attack has so much range when he goes Dark Shadow form, and it's gone already. And as you can see, that's how long it lasted. It's godly, but it does not stay around for long at all. Okay, so I hope that demonstrates Tokoyami pretty well in PvP. Like I said, masterful pivot unit. I don't like him as a leave-in unit. I find him more as a transition unit, works a lot better, but fantastic at what he does. The Dark Shadow form, like I said, OP, but you'll very rarely get into it. If you do, it's probably in low-ranked matches where everyone just leaves their first character in. But yeah, that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.